I never thought the person who would destroy my world wouldn't even have the courage to do it themselves. For the last 5 years, I believed I was the father of a daughter named Lila. She had my smile, my laugh, even my habit of squinting when reading cereal boxes. At least, I thought so. I'm a high school chemistry teacher. My wife, her name's Pepper, worked from home doing freelance marketing and always said she had no time for drama. For most of our marriage, I believed her. Believed her when she said she wasn't ready for kids. Believed her when she said Lila was a surprise. Believed her when she looked me in the eye and said, "This family means everything to me." I believed her because I loved her. And then, one afternoon, everything changed. It started the afternoon her mother, Judith, stopped by unannounced. Judith was the kind of woman who'd never visit without calling first. Polished, polite, and always a little distant with me, she rang the doorbell with red eyes and a voice that trembled before a word even came out. Pepper was out running errands, and Lila was at a friend's. I invited her in, offered tea, and that's when her hand shook so badly she almost dropped the cup. I asked what was wrong, and she just said, "I can't hold it anymore." She said it was not my daughter. I felt my hands tighten around the cup and then loosen again like I'd forgotten how muscles worked. Judith didn't cry. She just sat there, waiting. I don't think she wanted forgiveness. I think she wanted release. I asked her why she was telling me now. She said, "Because Pepper never will. She's too afraid." Afraid of what? That I'd leave? That I'd finally see through the perfect little life we built on lies? The next morning, I watched wife pack Lila's lunch and hum again. I wanted to grab the counter, flip it, scream at her, ask how she did it, how she could live every day under a lie that big. But I didn't. I nodded, told Lila to behave in school, kissed her forehead, and drove to work like everything was normal. My students talked about prom, college applications. I couldn't hear any of it. All I saw was my wife's smile, how she told me we were finally a real family after the birth. I started noticing everything again. Her tight grip on her phone. The sudden silence when I entered a room. The nervous energy she passed off as stress. It had always been there. I just never looked closely. Over the next few days, I became a ghost in my own life. I cooked, cleaned, dropped off Lila, graded exams, but I wasn't there. I was playing a role while the truth burned under my skin. I started walking at night, circling the neighborhood, trying to figure out who the man was. Someone she worked with? Someone I knew? Did he know? Did he care? Did he ever wonder about the girl with curls and freckles? I didn't want to confront her, not yet. I wanted her to live in the comfort of the lie a little longer. I wanted her to smile and say, "I love you," and see what it felt like when the words didn't land. I didn't tell anyone. Not my brother. Not my coworkers. I didn't even go to my therapist. I needed to be alone with this rage until it shaped into something sharper. Something real. I began planning, not revenge, not yet, but the unraveling. I started documenting everything. I didn't cry. I didn't even curse. I just sat on the edge of our bed, the sheets she chose, and stared at the drawer that held her lingerie. I wondered if he ever touched her in our room. If the lie had ever stretched that far. I was suffocating in the house I had built, the life I had funded, the child I had loved. I looked around and realized I didn't belong to any of it. Not even my own name sounded familiar anymore. She had repainted everything in lies, and I was the idiot standing under the fresh coat, smiling like it wasn't poison. I started moving things to my office at school. Slowly. Books. Clothes. One drawer at a time. I told her I was reorganizing. She smiled and said, "You've always been so tidy." I wanted to laugh in her face. Her mother's voice echoed in my head like a bell. She let you believe. Let me believe. Like it was a kindness. Like stealing a man's identity was better than telling him the truth. I began counting down the days. Not to leave, but to destroy her world as quietly as she destroyed mine. I knew that whatever came next had to be deliberate. Loud destruction wasn't my style. But precision? That I understood. Chemistry taught me control, temperature, timing, pressure. I approached Pepper's unraveling like an experiment. On Monday, I told her I'd picked up extra tutoring hours after school. She beamed. "You're such a provider," she said. I smiled. What she didn't know was that I was meeting with an attorney. Not to sue. Not to threaten. Just to prepare, to learn how to surgically remove my name from everything she'd used it to build. On Sunday morning, while she and Lila were at the farmer's market, I opened our closet and made my final move. Half the clothes were gone in under an hour. The safe was empty. My documents, keepsakes, birth certificates, all relocated to a private storage facility 30 minutes out. I left behind the framed photos she insisted we keep above the bed, the cheesy honeymoon souvenirs. They were her props now, not mine. By the time she returned, the house looked the same, but the foundation had been cut out from underneath it. She didn't see it yet, but I was already gone, vanished beneath the same silence she had buried the truth in. The clock was ticking, and the day she'd wake up to nothing would arrive sooner than she ever imagined. She built our life on a lie. I was going to end it with the truth. Not with noise. Not with fire. Just with absence, sharp, clean, unforgettable. The morning it all snapped into place, I didn't slam a door. I didn't raise my voice. I left her a note folded in thirds, handwritten, and tucked beneath her coffee mug. I was gone before the sun crept through the blinds. The only sound she woke up to was the silence of a house that had already let go of me. My keys, gone. My toothbrush, missing. The side of the closet I once filled, empty. She must have walked through each room still hoping to find me in the next one. But every step proved what she never expected. I had disappeared without asking her permission. The note was simple. No emotion. No accusations. Just 5 lines that rewrote everything. Lila is not mine. I know. I've known. You never intended to tell me, so now I'm telling you. I'm done pretending. I won't live inside a lie, and I won't let you pull me back into it. I didn't sign it. My name didn't belong in her story anymore. That same day, she called me 27 times. The text came next, please. Where are you? Let me explain. All pouring in, one after another like waves against a rock. But rocks don't bend. They don't answer. And I had nothing left to say. She even showed up at the school. I saw her out the window, standing by the flagpole, wearing the coat I'd bought her last winter, looking smaller than I'd ever seen her. I didn't go out. I had already submitted my resignation. The students didn't know yet. Neither did she. I would vanish from that place just as I'd vanished from our home. Days passed, and the silence began to eat her alive. She tried calling my brother. He refused to answer. She tried showing up at my friend Caleb's shop. He walked out the back door. No one wanted to be the bridge she used to find me again. The story was starting to leak out. Not from me. Never from me. But people talk. People notice when a man disappears from his home, and the woman left behind can't stop trembling when she buys milk. Then came the unraveling. Lila, confused and hurt, started asking questions Pepper wasn't ready for. She couldn't fake smiles anymore. She couldn't answer bedtime questions about when's daddy coming home with the same rehearsed charm. I wasn't there to witness it, but I imagined it, her sitting at the edge of our daughter's bed, words caught in her throat, trapped between the mother she pretended to be and the stranger she became. And the man who was her father, he never showed. Eventually, she sent me one final message. A voice note. I played it once. Her voice cracked halfway through. I was scared, she said. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I didn't mean to hurt you. I listened with my eyes closed, not because I needed to feel it, but because I wanted to seal that moment in my memory. The sound of someone realizing they've destroyed something they'll never get back. I didn't reply. I deleted it. Let her live with the weight of a story that will never be finished.